The 18 teams are set for the International 2019. These are the last 6 teams to qualify for the trip to Shanghai in August to battle it out for the ever-growing prize pool. Here's the journey from the regional qualifiers. It all started out in Southeast Asia region. They kicked off the opening games. Mineski and Boom ID joined the 6 other squad that fought it out in the open qualifiers. Through the round-robin stage, Team Jinebrus surprised everyone by going 6-1, since every game was best of 1. On the flip side, Mineski, the favorite team to come out as a C representative, barely made it into the playoff stage with a 4-3 record. Team Jinebrus went head-to-head against Mineski, and Team Anvorgesa fought against Team Adra on the first day of the playoffs. Mineski came prepared against Jinebrus. They quickly knocked them into the lower bracket in 2 quick 20-minute games. While Anvorgesa and Adra went 3 games and Adra moved on to face Mineski. Mineski kept on rolling and defeated Team Adra 2-1 and dropped Adra into the lower bracket. The lower bracket had Team Jinebrus against Team Anvorgesa, and the one loss Jinebrus had was against this very same team. This time around, Team Jinebrus did their homework and dispatched Team Anvorgesa in a 2-0 series. Next up was Team Adra against Team Jinebrus. The series looked closer after game 1, it went 52 minutes. Then the next 2, Team Jinebrus figured out Team Adra in convincing fashion and took games 2 and 3 in 30 minutes. With that win, Team Jinebrus faces off against Mineski once more in a best of 5 to see who goes to Shanghai. The series went back and forth. It went all 5 games. Team Jinebrus had a 2-1 lead and had 2 chances to seal the deal. With the series tied going to game 5, Team Jinebrus went with a classic gyro and IO combo to close it up, but in 41 minutes, they were unable to close it out against a Juggernaut and a Death Prophet lineup. Mineski wins the regional qualifier and becomes the C representative.
Wants to end the madness, focused on the throne. Moon with the same idea, Gyro doing what he can, but it's not enough. Mineski going to the International 9.
In the CIS region, it was a rollercoaster ride for teams, fans, and organizers. Any team from this region could be going to Shanghai. The highest odds went to NAVI, Gambit Esports, and Winstrike Team. One of the biggest stories coming out of the round robin was how strong Vega Squadron was. Vega has 5 brand new players that took the top spot with a 7-0 record, while the other 3, Winstrike Team, Team Empire, and NAVI finished with a 4-3 record. It sets up the match between longtime favorite from NAVI against the new Vega Squadron, while Team Empire will play Winstrike Team. Before we get to the playoffs, earlier in the group stages, Gambit Esports had their 4th match against Winstrike Team. During that match, Gambit Esports carry player Andre Afronin was trying to escape from the entire Winstrike team. He didn't use his Black King bar when he attempted to teleport, so a long chase occurred. At the end of the pursuit, Afroninja died and he all chatted "good game, well played" and left the game. Winstrike won that game. Had Afroninja stayed, they could have won and made the playoff considering Gambit missed the cut with a 3-4 record.
Yeah, he's just gone. He's just dead.
He does have buyback.
Yeah, he tried to TP without the BKB, I suppose, and got punished for it.
Yep.
Has disconnected. GG.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Oh, that's not good, guys.
Oh, man, that's some rage. Dude, that's some
He had
rage.
buyback.
The game is not over.
He doesn't have buyback at the moment, but I think that's because
It's
because he needs
but he had it. No, he had it when he died.
He had it for sure, man. He had it for sure.
That is unacceptable.
The game is not going well, but it's not over at all.
That is not over. That is one of the biggest.
Now back to the playoffs. Vega Squadron kept on rolling. They knocked NAVI into the lower bracket with a 2-1 win. In the other series, Winstrike quickly dealt with Team Empire in the 2-0 series to face Vega in the upper bracket finals. In the upper bracket finals, Vega took the first game, but they couldn't close out the series, and Winstrike secured their spot in the grand finals with a combination of IO and Gyro. In the lower bracket between NAVI and Team Empire, the teams play a quick 3-game series. NAVI took a 2-1 to set up a rematch against Vega. There was no difference. Vega got off to a strong start and took home game 1, but NAVI came back and took the series 2-1 to set up the series against Winstrike Team in the best of 5. Riding the wave of momentum from defeating the top team in the CIS qualifier, NAVI didn't hold any punches. They quickly got off to a 2-0 start with 2 games ending under 36 minutes. Game 3 was a must-win for Winstrike, but they failed to hold off the former TI winning team. NAVI dispatched Winstrike in the 3-0 series, and fans can breathe a sigh of relief as the team heads back to the international since 2016.
Вы же понимаете? Закончить надо. До конца. Смотрите, застанил, продолжу. Вот это парни. Вижу цель! Какой год вообще сейчас? Это вкус победы.
Какой молодец. Взял все.
Moving on to China. There are so many good teams here and only one could advance. Coming straight out of the group stages, former TI2 champion Invictus Gaming was a top team with a 6-1 record. They were followed by Royal Never Give Up with CDEC Gaming and eHome being the last 2 to qualify into the playoffs. What an unexpected turn of events for Invictus Gaming. They led the group stages, but they were quickly knocked down into the lower bracket by eHome. The other matchup, Royal Never Give Up, was also knocked into the lower bracket by CDEC Gaming. Now the top 2 teams in the qualifier have been sent into the lower bracket. The Chinese steamroll continues. CDEC knocked eHome down with a 2-0 series to advance to the grand final. Now that the lower bracket is set, the top 2 teams face off. Invictus Gaming never recovered. Royal Never Give Up eliminates IG in another 2-0 series. That makes 4 straight 2-0 series. Thankfully, the next series between eHome and Never Give Up finally gave the fans another game to cheer for. All 3 games went sub 40 minutes, but we got the extra game, and Royal Never Give Up relied heavily on Thai Hunter in this series to set up a rematch against CDEC in the grand finals. The rematch in the grand final was a great series. Although it went all 5 games, most of the earlier games in the series were one-sided, not that they were bad. It just proves how much stronger teams can be with certain hero lineups. In the end, Royal Never Give Up defeated CDEC Gaming to qualify for the International 2019.
He's going to be killed off. 3 already dead. XM, his Razor, has looked strong, but not strong enough. And RNG have done it.
What an effort.
They are going to qualify here.
Missing out on a DPC direct invite by inches. They only had 1 more series to win at Epicenter to set themselves up for it. But they come through in the end, and man, oh man, you can feel the pain. So many good teams in this region.
Over in Europe, it was a man on a mission. Matumbaman was removed from Team Liquid a month ago, and now he's on Chaos Esports Club to help them qualify for TI9. Europe's group stages was fairly even. The top 2 teams finished with a 5-2 record, and the last 2 teams finished with a 4-3 record. The not so surprising stat was Team Bold finishing last. It wasn't all that bad. It was a fun team that came together to see how far they can go in the qualifiers. The playoffs was set, with Hippomaniacs versus Chant City Esports, and the other series had the final drive against Chaos Esports Club. Hippomaniacs took care of Chant City Esports in a 2-0 series win, but not without struggle. The first game went almost 60 minutes. In the other series, it was back and forth between the final tribe and fan favorite Chaos Esports Club. The final tribe rolled off the momentum of their long Game 2 win to quickly throw Chaos Esports into the lower bracket in Game 3 in under 27 minutes. The upper bracket featured the final tribe and the Hippomaniacs. Hippomaniacs couldn't hold off the veteran squad from the final tribe, and they dropped 2-1 in the upper bracket finals. In the lower bracket is do or die situation on the quest for the only spot from this region. Chaos Esports Club came prepared. They quickly dispatched a Chant City Esports 2-0 to advance to face Hippomaniacs. Chaos continued their dominance with another 2-0 sweep against Hippomaniacs, in which it sets up the rematch from the upper bracket between Chaos and the Final Tribe. Like I mentioned before, Chaos has a player that has a mission and he won't stop till he makes it. The Final Tribe quickly found themselves down 2-0 and both games were under 30 minutes. On the brink of elimination, the Final Tribe tried their hardest but they couldn't budge Chaos. Chaos went 7-0 en route to win the European qualifiers in the last day. Matumbaman went 42, 3 and 66 on the last day. The story can only get better if he faces Team Liquid in Shanghai.
That was louder than I expected.
Good shit, brother. Good shit, brother. Nice. Oh, nice. Nice one. Let's go, brother. Let's go. My brother. Okay. Well played, man. You deserve it. Good shit, brother.
Good, Matumbaman.
Yes. Well played, J.storm. Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice.
Wait. I need to count Jared.
In South America, we saw Infamous take out Pain Gaming 3-0 in the grand finals to secure their spot to the International. Infamous had the best record in the group stages and the only blemish was against Pain Gaming in the upper bracket finals, when they lost 2-1. They quickly got their revenge by beating them and booking their tickets to Shanghai.
But he does not have Doom. HFN, you don't want to GG out of a game like this. You're hoping for a miracle, but again, that Spike Carapace comes out at just the right time. Sonic Wave, there's going to be a bubble. They drag them all back into a beautiful vacuum. The Olicore will fall. HFN has to run himself home. This is looking like it's going to be Infamous Gaming going to Shanghai. There's no buyback over on this Doom.
Chris Luck,
Drop
if
your
you want to
subs.
dive now,
GG gets
now
called.
it's the time.
Infamous Gaming is going to Shanghai.
And on to our last region with the 18th spot left. North America has a lot of underdog teams, but unfortunately the two teams we thought were going to be competing for the spot came to fruition. Forward Gaming was the best, going 7-0 and they were followed by J.storm 6-1. Then Beast Coast and Kookaburra to round out the playoff teams. The biggest surprise was Complexity going 2-5 and missed out on the playoffs. In the playoffs, Forward Gaming continued their hot streak, taking out Kookaburra 2-0, then knocking Beast Coast 2-0 to advance into the grand finals. Beast Coast made it into the upper bracket finals by beating J.storm 2-0. In the lower bracket, J.storm finally started to come together. They eliminated Kookaburra 2-1, then knocked Beast Coast out 2-0 to face up against Forward Gaming in the best of 5 grand finals. J.storm got first blood by winning the first match in a convincing fashion, but the next 3 games, they wished they could replay it. Forward Gaming took the series 3-1, but the last 3 games were sheer dominance by Forward. Following game 1, they must have had a big talk because their play changed and J.storm didn't get more than 6 kills in any of the 3 games. In fact, the combined score for the last 3 games is 113-14 in favor of Forward Gaming. They're the last and final team booking their tickets to the International 2019 in Shanghai.
Heroes thanks to MSS. The Chakram being thrown out on top of the Chronosphere given by MSS. On Damu, pull it back, bring him down, die back for the Void, and that's it.
That's
Resolution game. Calls it, and Forward Gaming will head to the International as the final 18th team to go.
We all know this was going to happen. IceFrog drops another patch, 7.22e. The big changes to items are Maelstrom, dealing 10 less damage, and Stout Shields no longer stacks. Many Axe players like to stack 2 shields at the start of the game. Here are the notable nerfs and buffs to heroes. Ember can no longer use Sleight of Fist when rooted. Io's Tether Heal is reduced in the earlier levels. Luna got buffed in 3 of her talents. Stats, Lucent Beam damage, and lifesteal. Shadow Demon's Soul Catcher mana cost has been increased through all levels. And Spiritbreaker's Charge of Darkness now has 4 levels of cooldown instead of 1. Check out the entire patch on Dota 2 or on the Dota 2 website. Thanks for joining us for the regional qualifier wrap up, and we'll see you next week.